this Sunday morning, although it may be evening by the time you get this, or maybe Monday or Tuesday. Either way, hello. Today's reading is going to be, how can you get your desire fulfilled? So what we're going to do is going to introduce the reading with a look at what the possible desire may be, and then to look at why is desire so strong, how is it likely to manifest, the good and the bad of the reasoning of why it's coming forward, and how to get it fulfilled. That type of thing. Desire is a strange thing, isn't it? I think it's the main reason that we're all here in the first place, that we've all got skin. Otherwise, we'd all be floating around a little bit more free. But I'm not going to look at it in a negative way. I'm going to look at it in a way that you can understand it, and then you can decide consciously, do you really want this? And that type of thing. Up to you, totally. You've got three choices. The first one is Temperance. Then you've got the Devil card, which is a card of desire. So I've just chosen these because they're major arcana and basically the thumbnail. So I choose pictures that hit me. And then you've got the Strength card. So the first card is Temperance for number one. I just chose them for the pictures, because they make strong images on thumbnails. Number two is the Devil card. Number three is the Strength card. So if you want to take your choice, and then we just get stuck in. I'll see you in a minute. Right, let's have a look. Are they all fit in? Are they all in for you? Let me just move them over here. Let's just have a look straight away at... I'm whispering a little bit. I don't know why. I think people are downstairs. They can hear me. They're all ears down there. This is going to be like the desire, which should give you some... You will know what it is already. It'll be that thing you think, I know. If I get to my deathbed and I haven't done that, I'm going to feel like I'm unfulfilled. Let's have a look what we've got. The first card is the Ace of Pentacles, excuse me. So that will be making something substantial of yourself. So that would be like achieving a position, or leaving an heir, or having, it could even be like having family, because that is very sort of an earthbound type thing. I don't know actually there. Maybe it's like a little empire, or having security in house, or financial security, or giving financial security, leaving it to your children. Or perhaps supporting family or looking after family. It's got something to do with earth. So it's something to do with literally using material objects, finances, making something of substance, as I said, like a house or a job, or fulfilling your ego with regards to how you're seen by others. This would be a very earthy thing as well. I don't know as yet. Let's keep turning over. You've got Neptune there. So that could be doing something that is either... Lots of different things here, lots of different levels. Probably the best level maybe would be attaining some sort of spiritual fulfillment in this life and actually grounding it. So let's just say, to take this a little bit further, if you were in other... let's say arenas before you were born, and you decided that there was just something karmic, which probably will go for every part, to be honest. There's something karmic that I feel that I haven't quite done, and I'm adamant that I want to come down to earth, which are the toughest lessons. And it's the way of getting over your karma and your desire nature a little bit easier. So that could be very much that, just straightforward and extremely strong, just that. But it could be with more detail. It could be to do with something emotional, like a bond with people, which isn't like ego-filled totally. It's just like some unfinished business that has got more of a spiritual perspective, more of a selfless love to it. Or it could even be actually creating something that brings in creativity in the form of illusion, or I can see strangeness and beauty written on books over there. They're not my books. Yeah, strangeness and beauty. Something that you can't quite hold, but that actually inspires others. A bit like, well, art does, doesn't it? But just like a gift to people that makes them feel lighter inside themselves. And a lot of the time in this world, we all get our heads down and we're all mumbling through, and then we meet that certain somebody that makes us feel like life isn't so bad. It's maybe we just have to change our perspective. Let's just see what the last one says. Yeah, and that very much could be, again, this, to be honest, the last card would lean more towards selfless helping and earthing something that you feel is undone or not finished in past lives. So the Ace of Pentacles, earthing, the Neptune, spiritual values, something a little bit, it's like love, but it's more than love. It's not like, love tends to be sort of soothing our egos, doesn't it? Our general love, you know, that love, yeah, I'm going to leave it there. General love tends to be soothing our egos and making a hole inside us, not literally, but feel fulfilled. Like, you know, when my mum loves us, or when we're approved of, or, you know, when we get affection or attention of somebody we've decided in our latter years that we're attracted to, it can feel like that. This isn't that as much. This is more something else. It's like somebody you recognise that is either a link to something more spiritual. And this card here is, it's never rested inside you, this need to do something, to ground something, to reach that different level, possibly through a relationship, with this card here being love, but a little bit more than that. And the Ace of Pentacles, possibly through doing something that has a spiritual perspective and grounding it. Sorry, that is really complicated. What a load of old shit, isn't it? Let me try again in a few sentences for you. Grounding something spiritual that has always niggled, that feels like it's difficult to get hold of. Bringing to life some spiritual type of love there's a little bit above ego fulfillment that may also be difficult to get hold of. Is that better? Right, let's turn the cards over one by one. Where you stand at the moment. The Seven of Pentacles, where you stand at the moment, is, to be honest, would be with the little toad here with his tongue out. Is it toad? I think it's frog, with his tongue out grabbing the fly. It's almost like it's in reach. So you may be in a time in your life where you can see what you want to fulfill, and it's very possible that you can grasp it. So there may be a form of time short or excitement there. I'm going to leave that there. I'm not going to go too much talking into each one. I'm just going to try and explain it in a minute or so. Present karmic atmosphere at the moment. Seven of Pentacles goes very well with the Neptunian. So if you do have something that is either love orientated or that is creatively orientated, there are options in front of you and you are wondering which one to take. So you're possibly having what I guess is a lot of dreams or insights with regards to, you know, which direction do you take? That will feel like time short on the outside, but when you're dreaming, you may be dreaming of different avenues, or this possibility or this possibility. Maybe one possibility hasn't actually manifested itself yet. So you may be restless, to be honest. You may be in a number 9 year, if you do numerology, where you feel like you're going to grasp something, but it's not quite there. That road hasn't opened up. It could also be, Neptune is also called the planet of divine discontent, and to have Seven of Cups here, being a Neptunian card with lots of options here, you could feel slightly disgruntled that you're not doing something you're meant to be doing, and it may be bringing back this sort of fear, and that's not fear, that's more anxiety. It's like, I know that feeling, it's like, it's a mixture of anxiousness and maybe a little touch of anger in there, and it's such a small touch that it's difficult to know what it is. It's just disgruntled. You may feel disgruntled with where you are in life because you feel that either you haven't done something or there's a lot more to life that you haven't quite opened your eyes up to yet. which may sound rude. And I think we're all in that state. There is so much more. And I think very few people actually are walking around this earth with their eyes totally peeled back and aware. You know, but I think some of us may be trying to open our eyelids little bit and, you know, having glimpses of things that's going on underneath the surface and why we're here. But I think a lot of us, you know, we're still learning, we're still trying, you know, and it's, you know, it's good to be together or to try and help each other on these paths. So let me keep going. Your desire, what actually is it? Okay. Ooh. Okay, this is something that has happened lifetime over lifetime, and each time you're ready for this is going to be really rude. In some way you feel like you've cocked it up. You've got nature here, it like naturally progresses forward. You know, it's something that isn't... It's like it's not like the Chariot card where it's driving towards you and this is coming towards you and you've wished it to death and here it is. And it's like a big, you know, incident or a big issue. It's something that naturally comes towards you that you've possibly, with Neptune there, missed. Neptune's slippery. Neptune, sometimes you can't quite identify it. Things turn up in different packages. Let's just say it is, you know, creative career type thing that you want to do, set yourself up and some way express yourself, express beauty inside yourself to help others, maybe. And you've possibly felt at odds with other people, maybe argued with people, or not settled yourself in and accepted yourself as part as everybody else, if that makes sense, with this sort of like others that are a bit antagonistic. Or it could be almost fighting with yourself a little bit, that maybe you've not had the confidence to do it. And each time it's something that you regretted. With the Tower card there. The Tower card is an amazing card. It's a card for when knowledge, information, electricity comes through to us and it shifts us onto a path because we've been on the wrong one, or it shifts us into a state of awareness. And you've got here the Two of Pentacles with the snake going round and round, the little coins here. It's like you've repeated the same Ace of Pentacles here. You keep coming back and repeating the same thing. So to identify what your true desire is going to feel, let's just say you're meditating over, perhaps, you know, let's just say this hits some sort of note inside you, and afterwards you think, okay, I'm going to meditate. And you meditate over 3 things that you want to do. Maybe one is a relationship, maybe one is a career, or maybe one is just basically expressing yourself with confidence. You know, grounding yourself with beauty and confidence, and doing that without feeling like you're knocked by other people's thoughts or opinions or attitudes or past activities in your life that other people you've experienced with others. When you go through these things, you will feel tightness in your chest, I would guess, because it will be a big, oh my God, that's it, and I never got through it. And we all have that something. We all have that something where we feel, I've got to do it. There is, you know, there's lots of different thoughts to this. The Temperance card especially is the middle ground between earth and spirit, which are these 2 cards here, really. So that would be a sense of, you can play through your karma, but you've got to be incredibly aware of what you're doing. It's a releasing, not being embedded in it and repeating it. So this is repeating it here. And it may be something that is flowing towards you, that you have recognised at the moment, and you can choose to go either way, or like probably 7 different ways with this card here. But I suppose what I say is go inward, be careful which one you do choose. Choose the one that allows you to be closer to who you think you should be. Not the one that takes you further away, or that has a fulfillment that doesn't last longer than a week. It's that one that allows you to be you. Take that choice and then meditate on it. And if that does feel right to you, then it would be a good idea to actually take that path and stick to it, because you don't want to get to this Tower card feeling again. Okay, where does this stem from? The Two of Cups it's like feeling whole. it's like, see, it can be a relationship, can very much be a relationship, trying to be in a relationship or part of a relationship to feel whole. And this is sort of saying, with the Temperance card and these two cards together, that you are already whole, but we just are, in the world that we're in, we're always trying to find the opposite sides to ourselves to make ourselves feel fixed. Because we don't feel quite fixed because we've come down here and it feels a little bit like we're not quite formed yet, or something just isn't quite right. And with the Two of Cups here, you may try and fulfill that through relationships, or especially with these two cards put together, through identifying yourself with others' opinions or thoughts, maybe. Whether it's family. It's like giving your energy to somebody else and saying, you make the decision for me, or you tell me who I am, or if I do this, I think you'll all see me and love me, that type of thing. It's seeing yourself as split with the Two of Cups, rather than just centred in your whole. Not in a hole like delving hole, but in a hole, WH. So that's probably what it is. It's like, this is, so to me, it's like, it must be like this for everybody who's going to have reading 1, 2 or 3. It's going to be that feeling that unless we are achieving, seen, loved, and I'm going to leave it, I was going to put expressing on there, but I feel this definitely isn't part of the 4 I put together. If we don't feel we're doing those 4 things, then we just feel as if something's wrong. And almost in that sort of rumbling through life in a disgruntled way, things naturally get pulled towards you, that you could actually choose a path that allows you to express yourself. And maybe with the Tower card, you've chosen a different path that has allowed you to be immediately fulfilled. But afterwards, you're like, that was it, it's gone. And if we all look at patterns in our lives, the things we wish for, we get, we can get them. I always feel really vain saying this, but most of the things I've wished for, which I don't think possibly are that grand in other people's eyes, I've got them. And I'm like, getting older, I'm thinking, well, what do you wish for next? Just to be steady in yourself is my next wish. So there's on top of that, but that is a big one. That is a big one. Just to be, yeah, that's me. I'm okay. That type of feeling, which is to feel whole. Okay, so the good part of this is the Shaman card, which to me would say that you are, I'm going to say, vitally aware of what's going on. And with the Ace of Pentacles up here, and the Shaman always gives me that earthy feeling where it's almost like spirituality entrenched or embedded in earth, in rituals and systems, or use of nature as well, with the Shaman card there. That yourself, you feel it coming. I've got a bit of a story here, which I think I've already said in another reading. About 2 weeks ago, I went to stay in Jasper in this beautiful lady's house. An 83-year-old lady who had moved there, and by all accounts, I think she built the house, but she was up at 6 a.m, going to bed at 12. It was 36 degrees. She was making muffins. What I would say is a loving, tough lady. She appeared tough, but there was definitely softness in there. There was gentleness, real gentleness in there. She was tough on herself, I think, more than anybody else. She was definitely a giver. Anyway, I don't think our house is there anymore after the forest fires. And I'm sitting there thinking, because this is a very earthy event, a fire, isn't it? It's, one of the basic elements. And I was thinking, I stayed there for 3 nights thinking, I never had a dream or anything that would happen, that bed we were sleeping in, that cooker, or... and we keep checking every day to see whether our house is there, and we're not quite sure because the maps aren't really clear. But she was on the part of town that got burned down. And I kept thinking, I never had a dream about that. I never dreamt that what was going to happen. You think it was such a big event. And when I was a kid, I used to have dreams like that. So to me, the Shaman card there is very much that you are aware of, it's difficult to put into words, but the basic elements and how they are formed in life and how you can manipulate them if you want to, or understand them. better than I am, obviously. So, and again, with that nature there, you feel this situation. To be honest, with the Neptune card and these cards here, it's almost begging you to go even more inward in a way that feels as if there is ritual or there is nature somehow intermingled in that, what I guess is like process of you becoming aware or being more aware of yourself. So you can think of things like paganism, like Druidism. I don't really know much about this. I haven't much earth in me, but it's that type of thing. You know, people that in a easier sense just go and sit with nature, and then that's when they meditate by a tree, by a stream, by a mountain. You know, mountains have such effects on us. You know, there's a lot of sulfur in mountains. As far as I think I know. And every time I go towards mountains, not this time obviously, the dreams are really vivid. Why did I not dream of that? I don't know. It's really weird. But basically what it's saying is that, and I will try and put this all together because it is, you know, it's the way the cards are, is that you know exactly what's happening. You feel disgruntled when you're not on the path you're supposed to be on, and hopefully this spread will be if you say, yeah, that's the path that's going to make me feel like I express myself, me feel like it's the thing I came here to do, even if it's not immediate and seen by others, even if that comeback isn't getting what I think I want. It's when my ego's talking. It's what I need when I look back at my life and think, oh yeah, I did that. Yeah, I did that, and it felt good. And you weren't totally blind in the whole situation. I'm not saying you are. Okay, what's bad about this desire? The Justice card. The Justice card to me, the Justice card is balance. So, and you've got the Two of Cups here, which again is some form of balance. It's like duality as well. Is that somewhere along that you're losing track of what you really are here for. It's getting slightly blinded with the sparkly trinkets of life, you know, those sort of things that look good, feel good, that relationship with that really attractive person that you can have, even though you think you won't be settled with them, so it wouldn't be any use to you. Or perhaps that job and that promotion that you think you may get that would just give you extra work and your quality of life will go down. And so, you know, it's like you're trying to squeeze out that, well, I can go to Mauritius in my 2 weeks off. So what? You've got the rest of the year to feel like, oh my God, up at 6, home at 9, that type of feeling, and just extra work put on you. Yeah, so it's finding that balance, I think, here. The bad thing is I think that your eyes are on the prize rather than your eyes are on inside you. So how to fulfill this? 7 of Wands. Let me put these two out together. The 7 of Wands and the 10 of Cups. This is like hard. The 7 of Wands has got this like, I always wonder what this is. This is it. I don't know if I've seen this card every time, and I can see an otter building a dam. Do they build dams? I don't know. I thought it was beavers, to be honest. Basically what it means to me with these cards here is to build on some form of practice that allows you to step back from yourself. And here with the 10 of Cups is to find fulfillment. It's almost like envision yourself, the 10 of Cups. I'll show you the card. Put these two cards together with how to move forward with this desire. And this is saying some form of dedication, working towards something. And this one has got like a heavenly feel. It's like to imagine yourself. It's like imagine yourself, this may sound a bit too much, but imagine yourself without a body. Imagine yourself in a situation when you didn't have any desires, or you were very aware of your desires at least, and you were very distant from them. And if you did that for like 15 minutes every day, some sort of, maybe this is like centering yourself or breathing or meditating. And this is just seeing yourself with either everything or with everything as being a bit of a game. You know, like, as I said, it's accumulation. It's like emotional fulfillment. But this is like whales dancing in the clouds. It's like when you don't need anything. And when we're kids, do you remember that feeling? You didn't need much at all. I always think if the sun was shining and you had a pair of shorts and a pair of what we call daps, so like those plimsoll shoes that you wear, you're fine. T-shirt on, that's it, get out. And you just used to be, that's what it was. And it gets we make life very complicated. And your desire here, it's like, there's a lot of what I guess is awareness inside you already, but it's almost asking, you know it, but you need to stop wavering up each side of the, let me put this, it's like what you waver up each side of the wave. One which is like, okay, yeah, I'm going to check out my numerology and my astrology and my tarot, and I'm going to sit and I'm not going to care about what happens. And the other one, I'll still play the game, but I'll be able to step back from it. The other one possibly is, no, I'm going to win. I'm going to get this. And I feel that we all do this. And to be in the centre here where you are playing with life and stepping back from it a little bit and still engaging, but not without any thought of what the end result is probably the best place to be. So to summarise here with regards to how to get your desires fulfilled is to get yourself into nature, pull yourself back from the situation, and to choose which desire maybe, because I think there may be 3 here that you could play with, which desire makes you feel most anxious, that gives you that sort of tight chest feeling, and to release yourself from it but still follow it. So that will require definitely, if it's something that you really think you want, very much a daily practice, even like 5 minutes in the morning, is to recognise, you need to sort of get yourself into a situation where you feel out of this life a little bit, where you're very centred inside yourself, and then to remember who you are with a Neptune before you came here, because both of these are like got a spiritual feeling to it, an otherworldly feeling. Apply yourself, but don't get wrapped up into it. And certainly, this is very strong in this, is don't take heed to what anybody else thinks about you, or their opinion of you, or what you look like to others, or if you got this, what you would look like. If I had this relationship, if I had this money, if I had this house, if I had this figure, or if I was just lovely, people would love me. People, in a rude way, aren't really interested. People just aren't. Everybody's busy in their own heads. So it's just make yourself happy, just for you. So I don't know if that's clear. I don't think the desire bit is clear what the desire is, because I really don't know, because I've got these 3 clues. But I just know it's repeated. I just know it comes naturally upon you, and afterwards you regret it. And I know that you know this already. This shaman card is fantastic. There's like being lost in duality here, and somehow I feel that you know exactly, you have moments of raw awareness, and I think you get those when you are very centred in a natural environment. It's like a witch by a stream, or a wizard, a wizard, meditating on the earth. It's got that feeling of that nature makes you feel very aware. That's when you know who you are. So I don't know if that helps, but that's what I've got. I'm going to leave you there. Hopefully, as I said, you can meet me halfway. I didn't say this. I didn't say it really. You can meet me halfway and fill in those bits that I don't know. But that's what I've got. I'm going to love you and leave you and wish you all the best. Thank you. Bye. Okay, pile number 2, how to get your desires fulfilled. To do this, we need to actually find out what your desires are. And there's like what your hiccups are, and then how to move forward. Oftentimes I think with this type of reading, it's very, because we want things immediately, we want what we want. It's this. I often wonder whether these readings may feel like, oh, that doesn't give me what I actually want in that moment. Frustration. Let me see. Hangman. I'm shouting that, but okay. Right. I reckon I'm going to say this and you're going to think, no, that's not my desire. That sounds really boring. You have got here the Hangman. The Hangman is hung upside down, and he looks at life from a very detached perspective, and he's all-knowing, all-seeing. Awareness is the key. The Hangman, if you put all the major arcana out, I guess he's around about just over halfway through the journey. So the journey is basically, it's a bit like the first line is a Neanderthal line, where we're not very aware of ourselves and we're just like eating with bones and stones. And the Hangman is a bit like when you go inward a bit, we think, oh my gosh, look at me eating my mammoth. How silly. I don't really know who I am, now I do. It's just like stepping back from life and seeing it from a higher perspective. And it's almost that you come to some conclusion that life's a bit silly when you get to the Hangman card. The Psyche card again, I fall in love with the Psyche card. I go through certain stages when I look at, I try not to read too much. I do read a lot, but I try not to read too much of everybody else's thoughts or opinions. I do find people who inspire me, really do inspire me, and they get me floating and moving forward. Then I try and pull away something, not repeating it. But the Psyche card to me, from looking at charts, is normally when you meet somebody who shows you the way home. And I know that may sound a little bit overwhelming, but it can be anybody. It can be a lover, it could be a parent. It shows you your soul. And that may be, again, both of these cards together are something that are difficult to actually feel are real. When you feel it, you really feel it. You feel it. It's like, let's just say, I'll put it into a lot of people who are interested in the relationship readings. Not a lot. Yeah, not with my readings. So when you meet a person that comes in a package that you find attractive anyway, and that person looks you in the eye and sees inside you when that's what you feel when they're speaking to you, that can be a life-changing moment. Does that make sense? Or when you meet somebody who, and this is when I've seen it in people's charts, who there's something you're yearning for your whole life, whether it is some form of recognition, admiration, spiritual unfolding, or just I don't know, and you meet it in that other person where they give you something and you think, that's the path. That is also the card. So it is basically like coming home. It's like seeing your soul. So both of these cards here, and I don't know if you recognise this, I can imagine a lot of people who are quite searching anyway would get these type of cards. It's got a feeling of stopping the Hangman. It's like stopping being involved in the madness of life and finding a way back home, very romantically. I'm not saying it, it's the way I'm saying it sounds romantic, but that is what it feels like. I don't know if it sounds romantic, but I feel like it's, people thinking, oh my God, what's she on about? This card here is, if I do that, I feel like I lose out. It's like looking back into life and thinking, I don't know if I'm quite there yet. And it doesn't mean you've got to sell all your clothes and, and just, live in a hut. It doesn't mean that. It just means that, I suppose how I would interpret this is, and it shouldn't be this way at all, I don't think it is, would be, in a world where everybody else is going that direction and you turn around and walk that way, it can be ostracising in some way. And there's so many thoughts with that. What about my family? Will they think I've gone strange if I'm not doing the same things I used to do, or yearning for the same things I used to do? Or I'm not getting involved in that family argument anymore, because it's like, sort it out yourself. If you fall down, I'm here, but I'm not getting involved in that. It's just something I want to move away from. That's not going to help me get here. Will it be ostracising in some way? Will you feel detached from life in some way with these two cards together? Will you feel like you're not involved, or life isn't as much fun? So straight from the very beginning, this has got a very spiritual bend to it, and it's got a very sort of an inner yearning, I think. I don't know. Something like that. We may get more detail as we go through. So where are you now? Where do you stand now? I'm hoping you're going to link the cards together, because I won't sum it up too much because it's a long read anyway, and I feel like I might lose you. The Star card is, where are you now? You're right in the place that you should be. The Star card is that Uranus card where the urn is tipped upside down and out of it comes energy. And that is possibly, in so many different ways, it could be energy that's coming through us in certain times in the universe's plan that allows us, I just sound a bit weird here, the universe's plan that allows us to become more aware and to get to this sort of state here we look at ourselves and life. But it could just be your inner energy. It could be a sense of knowing, which is the Star card. You know, when your head is full of more, I'm going to say energy again. There's a sense there of just, yeah, okay, I get that. If all your energy is down the bottom of your body, and not just your head, but, you know, your heart and your anything basically up your belly button upwards is the Star type of energy where you're like aware. But if it's in the lower centres of your body, you're just groveling through life like Gruffalo, snorting around, trying to make money, having sex and stuff in your face, which we all enjoy. But there is some awareness, I would say, in this pile that you are very aware of this feeling. Anyway, I feel like I need to cut that out. I know I won't because I'm too lazy to find the edits. Present karmic atmosphere. To me, this is restriction. That's how I would feel with the Star card. With it's like Three of Pentacles. It's often interpreted as like people working together as part of a team. The 3 is a good number to have. So there's different. Actually, there may be different meanings. To me, it feels like restriction because it feels like people are. It's part of teamwork where people are shoving you in different directions, whether it's family or whether it's work. And there's something that may be recognising that it's difficult. We've still got to be very much immersed in life, and sometimes it's difficult to push through. As I said, if you're going that direction, others are going that direction. Especially in a work situation, more money, harder work, and you're thinking, that's not really good for my soul. I will work to be happy, to be involved, and to have enough finances for basics. But apart from that, you're not going to make me dance. Maybe something of this is. But it can also mean as well, maybe you already do, in a more positive sense, have a group of people around you that have similar ideals to you. And it would be, if that is so, to spend more time with these people. Those people that make you feel like, they make you feel good when you move away, you know, when you're with them, and that when you go away, you think, you feel inspired. Everybody's got that certain somebody. You know, maybe there is more than one, but there may be 3, but everybody has somebody around them that when they go to, they've just got that oomph about them. It's a bit devil may care, it's a bit let's play. And you think, okay, yeah, now I get that. It's not to take life so seriously, to try, but to make sure that your morals are intact or you've got an end game in mind. Right, your desire. Let's add some more information onto your desire here. If you've got these cards up here, the Hangman and the Psyche card, and I'm sort of indicating it's a time when you've basically, it's a bit like Babylon, isn't it? You've stopped and turned around. You've not turned to sob, but you've just understood what is behind you, and you're thinking, nah, I don't want that anymore. You've got here, your desires are, to me, they feel as if you've got it all together. The Ace of Pentacles is to ground something. The Knight of Cups is to love, and it's not, sorry, I've thoughts there about my own readings there. I'm not going to bring them in because they won't mean anything. But it's like somebody brings love to you that allows you to feel what it like. It's like a feeling of ease inside yourself. It's a feeling of not scrabbling in life. It's a feeling of whatever happens, it's like always fall back on your heart. And your heart is your soul at the end of the day. And the Magician card here is an ability to create. If you're in this situation here where you're realizing who you are, this is almost like a lifetime that you may have to manifest what you actually want. And because the word for magician often is manifesting something, you've got all the skills, this card, and this card up your sleeve. And you've got what you want to do is you want to ground something, and it's got something to do with love. And to me, this is a bit like to me, it feels fantastic. It feels like an old soul, what people would say, who's coming to this lifetime to understand what they're doing, to be able to move forward in life, to use others as teamwork, or it can go either way, or to not mind what other people, to not be bothered if you don't feel included in life, to do your own thing with strength, and to ground this energy here, the star card, and that is like a vibration that is, new energy. These two together, the magician and the star, is like bringing new energy into the earth, and that's something to do with love, your heart, using your heart. Interesting. Really interesting. Let me keep going. Where does this stem from? The karmic soul. Oh my gosh. Okay, this has got a very strong feeling that with the karmic soul card here, there will be a few of you watching that are, I'm going to say hopefully, I'm just thinking, oh my gosh, if you've been repulsed already from my channel. The karmic soul tribe will be people who are very aware that they've got what I would be termed a big job to do. Doesn't mean literally that you have to make a stamp in the world that is, it makes ripples and everybody remembers you in thousands of years' time. It's a big job to you to be able to come and have confidence in yourself in this lifetime. Because this feels quite big. This is like awareness. This is like working with others. This is fresh energy that's manifested and grounded with your heart, and this is your time. The karmic soul tribe here. What's good about that, the Page of Wands, is the bird following the moon, that your intuition is already guiding you anyway. Basically, that's it. I'm not going to add to that because that's what it is. Oftentimes it can be people with, I was going to say with air inside them because of the bird, but what, air and fire maybe, if you've all got a little bit of something like that. And it's just following your intuition, following your insights. You know this as I'm saying. If you feel a strange feeling inside yourself, it's like, yeah, I knew that. So let's have a look at how to get that fulfilled. Okay, pulling yourself out of life, to go inward. I'm going to say is your only path, and that's too strong. I don't actually mean that, but that's what was on the tip of my tongue. It's your main path. You're not going to be able to do this unless you go inward. With the Hermit card and the Four of Swords, one's resting, one's like, it's the Hermit card. It's somebody who goes into a cave and goes inward, basically. It's to know yourself, and there's this search here already to know your own soul. And you're coming through with energy that can affect others, wanting to play it out, having the ability to play it out. So to go inwards to find out, and if this feels like a big deal, it's almost like, well, what can I do with this day? Go inwards. I don't know how you do that. I don't know, what system you have, whether it is just like reading, spending time on your own, meditation, something more internal, chanting. I don't know. I've no idea. But if you find the way that works best for you to empty yourself out of life, as in like your thoughts and what you feel you should do, and other people around you that may make you feel silly or ridiculous, or the ones that are going in that direction when you're going that direction, that's fine. But then set yourself a few things to do just for the day, because you forget, don't we, by the end of the day, just for the day, who you want to be. Maybe one thing, who you want to be, what you want to achieve over that day. And it could be something really silly. It could be like, with these cards here, feeling defeated in a group of people. It could be whatever somebody says something to you that's negative, is just to let it fly. And this card here is, once you've done that, then you'll be more used to working as part of a team with other people. So that's what I've got. That's when you'll be able to be steady and grounding yourself, to be able to help others. And that will be in any way possible. It doesn't mean that you have to go and, do a particular job that is seen as, it's the word altruistic, I think it is. It's not that. It's just being here and letting people see you in the way that you act because you're in control of yourself. So that's what I've got there. How to get your desire fulfilled, or is an inward journey, then an outward movement, but with a sense of consistency and confidence. Because I think that's what's knocking you. It's like, well, I'm quite sensitive, or I can see things, I know this is right, I know this is where I want to go, but you're going to feel, there will be times when you do feel like you've lost friends or family or groups or jobs, or because you're different. Don't do it in a sort of rebellious way, well, I'm different and I'm special, because then, we're going nowhere. We're all in the, you're going backwards, to be honest. We're going with the other group. So if you want to go this way, it's like, take a light view of things. Don't take yourself so seriously, but know where you want to go and be consistent with that, and go inward when things aren't right. And just get it out of your system. Because you will come across blocks in life, and you will feel like you were alone at times. But you possibly you're in a period now, I guess, where you need that time, and you know this already, and it's a big deal, that you need to go out and help others or be involved with others later on. And that may be later on this year, later on in a year's time. I don't know. You will know when you feel strong enough to not feel. And I think we all get this feeling, don't we? I don't think it's a shame to feel it. We all like to be loved. It's inbuilt. We want to be fed by our mums and approved of by our parents, and that carries on into, teenagers, and we want, to be part of the teenage group, and then we want our partner or whatever to love us, or else we're not worthy. And then it gets, possibly when we're a little bit older, if you're younger watching this, it'd be easier to get to this younger if you can, where you do your best and what everybody else thinks is, it's mainly coming from their head, if that makes sense. It's part of their problem too, as long as you're not complete shit. Which, we should all get to that stage where we know when we're doing things wrong. It's very difficult I'm going to pull these away, to be strong with yourself every day, and think, well, was I the turd there? And it goes up and down, it really does. I'm sure it does. Just to do our best. So that is a big message. And I don't know whether that is a conscious desire. I would guess it's probably, you're aware, but you hide it because life is busy. But it's definitely a track you need to go on. Okay, I'm going to love you and leave there, pal, too. Bye. Okay, right, pile 3, how to get your desires fulfilled. So these cards at the top are to give me an inkling of what your desire may be. And with the first 2 readings, it's almost like what I guess is, the second reading was a very strong subconscious feeling, I guess, that always nips. But I'm not quite sure with this one. The Judgment card, the Neptune, it's all like the same thing. Okay. What you've got here in a roundabout sense, the Judgment card is life-changing. It's like something you want to do in this lifetime that makes you feel like you're a different person. The Neptune card and the Queen of Cups has got something to do with expressing love. And I feel that it's got with the Neptune card is more likely a mature form of love, rather than Venus is very much led by looks or maybe financial improvement with Venus, because that's what it means, both of those. It could be like, I like to get married so I can feel secure, or I really fancy that person because they're so hot. But with Neptune, it's more like I feel like an inner bond, a spiritual bond to somebody. So I guess you've come into this lifetime with a desire to either meet and to bond with somebody that's going to change who you are. And I don't know how what that change will be, but let's have a look. So somebody you may meet somebody important to you in this lifetime. Where you stand at the moment, the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is a childlike feeling to it, or youthful feeling to it, which is a mixture of action and intuition. It's like you're moving forward, you're aware of yourself and you feel things and they feel right to you. It's got like a hopeful feel, I don't say hopeless, but it's actually a hopeful, optimistic feel about it. It's like I feel that there's somebody for me and I'm moving in that direction, or I feel ready for it. You know, I suppose, let's say you've got a child who's about, with the pages, must be about like 12, 13, that type of age. And they're the type of child that enjoys company, enjoys people, enjoys, you know, just is good at expressing themselves and allowing others to feel happy as well in their company. So this child's getting out of bed and they're like action orientated. Let's go see what's going to happen today. Who can I spend my time with? This is going to be fun. That's the stage you're in at the moment, I would think. It's like a sweet yearning to be involved and to feel love and your intuition is guiding you on the way. So that's good. Your present karmic atmosphere. So where are you in this sort of pattern? The karmic soul tribe could indicate that in this lifetime you may, with the judgment there as well in the karmic soul tribe, you may get that relationship or that connection which changes your whole view of yourself and life in general. So this to me is like a timing card saying this is the one because of those two cards together. What is your desire through this connection? Basically, it's a desire for involvement that feels alive. You know, when you find somebody, and I think we've all had this feeling, when you're attracted to somebody, life can be quite humdrum day to day. And I always say this when I used to travel more when I was young, and we had these conversations about our travel diaries, and they were jam-packed with fun, people we've met, experiences that you only get once in a lifetime, new things that you've seen, and it was all very Eight of Wands, very eros-y, very alive and involved and full of desire and fun. Great. The Magician card here is like a feeling of I can make something more of this. You know, I can see the situation, I've got the skills, I can see the attachment, the attraction, we can move forward with this. And the Knight of Cups is a need or an ability to be able to, it's the romantic love, to express romantic love. So what I've got here is your desire is to feel involved, very literally, to feel involved with a relationship, to be able to move it forward, to feel that you are an active participant in this, which is these two linked together. And this is like the Knight of Cups and the Eros of Wands, that's how I think of it. The Eight of Wands is passion, love, passion together, excitement, feeling. You know, that sort of bit that they always manage to get on films when people meet and kiss and they just can't get away from each other. And I always find that funny because I've obviously read this somewhere and it's stuck with me, and it takes all the fun out of watching romantic films. You know, when kids are, you know, we've all know young children, don't we? And they're crawling along the floor and there's always like, you're worried whether there's dog hairs down there, and they're just putting everything in their mouth, you know, everything they find, like whether it's like a little wooden block or a button and you got your fingers in like that trying to scoop it out. That ability to put everything in our mouth is very much the instinct that we get when we fall in love or when we see somebody. It's like, it's kissing, isn't it? It's like that need. And this is like got a very sort of innocent, sweet, playful, I'm all in on this feeling. So I feel that you've come into this lifetime to experience maybe a particular relationship with this card here that you may already sense already that makes you feel alive. And it's possibly like, with this card here, a karmic relationship. Whether it's the same soul stuffed into the suit that comes towards you that looks sexy, I don't know. Because I think that we swap them. It'll always be somebody that we're attached to in a past life. But it will feel very familiar and you will feel very excitable. And as I said with Magician card, game on, I'm going to move this forward. Hence why the Action card here and the Magician card are together. So let's have a look. And where does this stem from? The Lovers, a relationship. Again, it's very strong in this one. Again, woo. It's a very strong connection to somebody that you wanted to come back in this lifetime and experience. That is it, really. Very strong in here. something unfinished, something strong that you wanted to come back and to feel heightened by it again, to feel involved, to feel like maybe the Magician card, it may be something that's left unsaid or something undone that you wanted to experience. You know, maybe perhaps, I don't know, it's not in the cards, but maybe you were separated in some way and you want to come back and, you know, fulfill it, or maybe you didn't quite get it going as much as you wanted to. I don't know. I don't think so with those cards there, but that yearning could come from not being able to experience in a past life. It's a physical feeling towards somebody that you want to express love to. And when we meet people in these lifetimes, it's our ability to love shows us that we can. And these cards here, it's like a spiritual connection. We can love, you know, really love, not like ego love, like I'm going to love you as long as I get back what I want. As long as I get, you know, as long as you make me feel financially stable, we can share our money, or you can give me more of yours, or you make my position better, or what else could it be? You make me a cup of tea in the morning. You know, anything. That it's not, what can I get from the person? It's like, oh my God, I love you, I've yearned for you, this is what I've got for you. You're allowing me to express my love to you. And it being filtered through you is the gift. It is your gift. And that's enough. That's all you need. What's good about this Ace of Pentacles, basically, is just being able to ground it, to experience it in an earthly plane, to be able to have this relationship, to be able to express your love, to feel that excitement is what you're after. How to fulfill this? That's a funny one. This could be like a group situation, or it could be 3 people involved with these cards here. How to fulfill it? It's got a Mask card there, which makes no sense to me. Masks would be, if there are other people involved, it would be to not show it straight away, or to still love, because Neptune love doesn't ask for, I can only love you if you are my husband or my wife or my girlfriend or my child. Neptune just loves anyway. So why? That's what doesn't make sense. The Mask. Work. Finances. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Timing. Balance. Hold on. How to fulfill your desires. This is what I've got. The 3 of Pentacles here, normally being like a work connection, or it could be 3 people involved in a situation, like a love triangle. You've got here the 2 of Cups, the love is there. How to fulfill it is in some way to keep you cool, really. The Mask card there is putting on I'm going to say a face, which I wouldn't normally say is a good idea to do. But the King of Pentacles there is very steady in themselves. If it's not real, if it's not ready, I'm not going to move towards it yet. And the Justice card is keeping you cool. You know, airy people tend to be very sort of cool nature, really, especially Aquarius, but this is Libra. And that's balance. It's like don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. I don't know if that makes more sense to you than me. It's like keep yourself settled in the situation. And the lesson in this is expansion. Your ability, I would put these 2 cards together, your ability to love, to give, regardless of the situation. That's not that it's difficult, but it is in a little way. Let's just say, I'm going to put this into what I would guess is a picture in my head that I'm getting. Let's just say you fall in love with somebody, it's difficult to get close to them for whatever practical situation or people involved type situation. And you've been yearning lifetime and lifetime before for this interaction. So the pull is extremely strong, and in some way, in the way that we like to own things, not Neptunian, but own things, is we feel this person belongs to us. And then you see this person's difficult to get hold of. So there's that thing, you're mine. And if I don't get you, I'm either going to throw a paddy or I'm going to feel forlorn or angry, something like that. And the expansion card is one of those cards that said, I'm going to love you regardless. I'm going to basically, even if you can't see me on this night because, you know, or you won't because you're busy, or I can't get close to you, when I see you, I'm going to give you love. I'm going to allow you to feel my love. Regardless of what I can get out of you, because it's not about that with these cards here. They're like, this person's here to show you how to love, and that isn't always going to come in a package that is them being lovely, or them being available, or them being yours. So that's basically what it's saying. It's not saying they never will be, it's just saying that this may be the first step. You know, once you pass that hurdle, then things may ease out. It's like, oh yeah, you get you've achieved what you wanted to come here and achieve. So I'm going to leave that there. That's what I've got. I feel like I'm just getting them off dead at the end. Most of the time I summarise it. But to be honest, because it's a whole story and it goes in and out along here, I feel that it's probably best for you to try and put it inside your head as you go along than for me to summarise it, because I think it'll take too long and you get a bit bored. So I'm going to leave you there with that pile number 3. Thank you very much for spending your time with me, and I wish you all the best. Bye.